Come. Sit beside me. Let us talk, not like strangers, but as friends. You live in interesting times, don't you? So much progress. So much technology. So much comfort. And yet, so much anxiety. So much weakness. So much confusion. You have more than kings of old ever dreamed of. Yet you feel tired, distracted, uncertain. So I must ask you something important. Has modern society made you stronger, or has it made you weak? Today, we'll explore that question, together. Not with judgment, but with truth. Not with heavy words, but with clarity. And perhaps, a little Stoic wisdom too. Let's begin with this simple idea. Comfort is not your enemy. But it's not your friend either. You see, when I was young, life was hard. You had to walk miles to fetch water. Your hands developed calluses from work. You faced the sun, the wind, the cold. And you grew tougher for it. Today, with the press of a button, food arrives. You barely lift a finger, and a screen entertains you. It feels good, right? But here's the danger. Too much comfort makes you soft. Comfort steals your resilience quietly. The more you avoid discomfort, the weaker your will becomes. Stoics like Epictetus believed that struggle builds strength. Voluntarily facing discomfort, fasting, walking in the cold, holding silence. That's how the mind learns it doesn't need everything it wants. Tell me, when was the last time you chose the harder path, just because it was better for your character? Your mind today is constantly buzzing, yes? Ping. A message. Ding. A notification. Scroll, scroll, scroll. But pause for a moment. Ask yourself. When was the last time you sat in complete silence and just listened to your thoughts? The modern world floods you with stimulation, but very little depth. You are entertained, but not enlightened. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing bad about entertainment. But when every quiet moment is filled with noise, you never get to know yourself. In my day, we spent hours walking in nature, talking with friends about virtue, or simply sitting in silence. That's where wisdom comes from. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And he was right. Most of your anxiety today, it's not from real danger, it's from untrained thoughts, bouncing around a distracted mind. So take a walk without your phone. Read something ancient. Think about your life. You might find answers no app can offer. Today, people want to find themselves. They go on retreats, post about being authentic, take personality tests. But here's the truth, you don't find yourself, you build yourself. In ancient Greece, we believed your character, your ethos, was everything. Not how you looked. Not how many followers you had. Not how different you were. But how disciplined you were. How just. How wise. How brave. Modern society teaches you to express yourself. Stoicism teaches you to improve yourself. There's a big difference. You want to know who you are? Then ask. What do I stand for? What do I refuse to do, even when no one's watching? What would I be proud of on the day I die? That's your real self. Build that, not your brand. Can we talk about something delicate? Offense. Today, everyone is offended by everything. A word, a post, a glance. But listen carefully, friend. Being offended is easy. Being wise is hard. The Stoics believe that you can't control what others say or do, but you can control how you respond. Epictetus said, "It's not things that disturb us, it's our opinion about things." You can't walk through life bubble-wrapped. Someone will always say something harsh. That's life. But when you train your mind, when you build inner strength, you stop being a leaf in the wind. You become the oak tree. Solid. Rooted. Calm. That's power. Another curious thing in modern times. Everyone talks about loving yourself. That's fine. We all deserve kindness. But here's what you must understand. Self-love without self-discipline is self-sabotage. You see, loving yourself isn't always bubble baths and chocolate. Sometimes it's putting down your phone and getting to work. Sometimes it's choosing broccoli over cake. Sometimes it's saying no when your body wants yes. The real version of self-love? It's becoming someone you respect. And that takes effort. The Stoics didn't talk about self-love. They talked about virtue. That's how they loved themselves. By living in line with what was right, not what was easy. Isn't it strange? You live longer than anyone in history. But are your days full, or just busy? The philosopher Socrates once said, "Beware the barrenness of a busy life." Today, you're always doing something, but rarely being someone. Don't just chase success. Chase meaning. Don't just avoid failure. Embrace growth. Don't just exist. Live. Not one day. Not when things slow down. But now. Because here's the quiet truth. Death is not in the future, it walks beside you every day. When you remember that, suddenly everything becomes clear. Now you may ask, what can I do? Good question. You're already on the path just by asking. Let me offer a few steps, simple, but powerful. 1. Do hard things daily. Wake early. Take cold showers. Exercise. Fast occasionally. Discomfort builds grit. 2. Train your mind. Read the Stoics. Journal. Meditate. Think deeply. 3. Limit pleasure. Not because pleasure is bad, but because too much weakens the will. 4. Serve something greater than yourself. A cause, a family, a principle. Purpose builds resilience. 5. Be strict with yourself, gentle with others. That's the Stoic way. Let me tell you a secret. You are not weak. You've just been untrained. Your strength, real strength, is still inside you, covered by comfort, distracted by noise, numbed by convenience. But it's there. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. Each day, a little better. Each moment, a little braver. Each choice, a little more aligned with virtue. And if you fall? Good. The Stoic doesn't avoid falling. He trains to rise again. That's what makes you strong, Not how often you fall, but how fiercely you return to your path. Remember, my friend, the world may be soft, but you don't have to be. Be solid. Be focused. Be kind. Be virtuous. And no society, no chaos, no comfort, can make you weak again.